Paul once publicly confronted Peter to his face. Yes, that Peter, the one who walked on water, preached at Pentecost, and led the early church. Why? Because Peter stopped living in line with the truth of the gospel. In Galatians 2:11-14, Paul explains what happened. Peter had been eating freely with Gentile believers in Antioch, no problem. But then, when certain men from James came, the Jewish Christians from Jerusalem, Peter got scared. He pulled back. He stopped eating with the Gentiles. He separated himself because of fear, and the rest of the Jewish believers followed his example, even Barnabas. This wasn't just about dinner. It was a gospel issue. Paul wrote, "I opposed him to his face because he stood condemned." Peter's behavior was sending a message that Gentile Christians were somehow second class. That to be accepted, they had to follow Jewish customs like the law of Moses. That Christ's death wasn't enough, and Paul wasn't having it. He said to Peter, "If you, though a Jew, live like a Gentile and not like a Jew, how can you force the Gentiles to live like Jews?" This moment matters. It reminds us that no one, not even an apostle, is above correction. That truth is more important than reputation, and that when the purity of the gospel is on the line, silence is not an option. Peter was a great man of God, but even great men can fall into fear. Even leaders can compromise. And when they do, someone has to be bold enough to speak up. Paul didn't confront Peter out of pride. He did it because the message of the cross was at stake. We are saved by grace, not by works. United in Christ, not divided by background. Jew and Gentile alike. One family, one body. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is confront someone when they're in the wrong, not to shame them, but to restore truth. That's what Paul did. And because of it, the gospel stood strong. If you enjoyed learning about the Bible, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what story you want to see next.